this region. And development also we have seen has decentralized.
There is no meaningful development without decentralization. Because if you want to centralize everything, those people who live in the rural areas will suffer. So therefore, decentralization, particularly in the Gambia, in our Gambian context, is very important. And that is why we are growing very fast now in the Gambia, because His Excellency the President has given decentralization top priority. That is why we are developing in the rural areas.
For the first time ever, local government authorities are elected through direct universal suffrage, as opposed to the past when only compound heads voted. The local government authority could truly be traced down to individual clans at the village level, where the people themselves take the lead role in the decision-making process in terms of the identification of their needs and problems, as well as the formulation and implementation of their own development projects. This is the concept of community-driven development.
There is a provision in the Local Government Act 2002 that says each local government council should have a comprehensive and uninterrupted development plan. But this development plan is supposed to emanate from the villages. So in essence, this is what you hear some of the experts referring to as bottom-up approach. Because the approach to development that has been here, mainly in the First Republic, was the top-bottom approach, where so-called experts will sit in the office and try to assume the needs of the people and try to bring development to people.
From the onset of identifying the representative of the local authority at the decentralized level, the area council elections takes place, which is key in the electoral process of their representatives. And of course, by virtue of going with the decentralization concept, actually people are participating. After all, council is all about that, to plow back the rates collected from the taxpayers into developments. In this, we means 60% of the rates collected or the council's fund has to be plowed into development. And this development, I quote, we're talking about here, has to involve the people themselves of their initiatives. If you see the decentralization composition at the grassroots level is like from a village development committee to ward development committee, and you have it at the regional level where I'm sitting as the chairman.
For development to be truly meaningful and sustained, power, authority, and resources must reach out to the people through a system of decentralization.
Section 193 states clearly that the administration of local governance in this country from henceforth should be based on a system of democratically elected local councils with a high degree of autonomy. This is the first pronouncement in our national constitution. It wasn't here in the First Republic. In the First Republic, council elections, in fact, when it comes to chief and others and other local authorities, I understand, only yard owners used to vote. Now it is universal suffrage. You know, everybody can vote to elect their councillors, their mayors and chairpersons. And not only that, if you look at the concept of decentralization itself, it connotes the returning of power to the people. Because the Local Government Act 2002 have established certain structures. For example, you have the councils up there, and you have the ward committees under them, chaired by the elected councillor within the ward, and then you have the village development committees.
The impact has been thorough and cross-cutting, particularly on the key social sectors of agriculture, health and education, infrastructure and services delivery.
At first, parents would complain that I want my child to do science. And then, you know, of course, when you don't have any science laboratory, you know, you have to allow the child to go to schools like Newsrat, Gambia High School, and stuff who have a well-equipped lab. But now, you know, gone are those days. Those are past tense now. The government really tried a lot to make sure that at least they equip this laboratory. The senior secondary schools that they build, just like Bansang, they're well-equipped. We have, you know, enough laboratory materials now. And then just today, you know, like you can see, witnessed the arrival of some materials by some donations from Humanity First. What I want to tell parents is that there's no need for one to rush over to Combo. And in fact, here, it's cheaper, especially your girl child. If you have a girl child, you know, is attending senior secondary school around here, she doesn't need to pay anything. Whilst if it is over there, you have to augment. What you're supposed to augment on top of the scholarship is even going to be more than what you are going to spend on her here for 2 years.
The pressure on Amrit is very, very high, and it's a boarding school. Therefore, it's necessary to have another senior secondary school on the south bank. And when planning unit of the State Department of Education check the school and feel that the manpower is there and also the structures are on the ground, they try to upgrade this school to a senior secondary school. From junior now, it's called a senior secondary school. And it has a roll of almost 1,000 students, both the junior and the senior secondary school. We are getting our students from Bansang up to Nyamina N. It's just that they established another senior secondary school at Jaring and also in Bansang, which also is the burden on us.
To tap the full economic potentials of the country, the government endeavored to put in place the requisite backbone infrastructure to jolt the rural economy into vibrant activity. It was a deliberate policy designed to bridge the development gap. The building and upgrading of rural infrastructure was the first practical move in an unprecedented drive to regenerate major rural settlements and growth centers.
Cities that he's about to build for us. That will go a long way in helping to develop the people. Because one, this rural-urban drift would be completely out. Because people will have places to work, and then you stay in your own village. So that is a very welcome idea, and it's not only Janyambure and Kaur.
Although the ultimate targets of food self-sufficiency and export have yet to be realized, recent years have witnessed unprecedented number of Gambians taking up agriculture on a more serious note, and the results have been bumper harvest several years in a row.
If you remember those early days of the revolution, we are talking about national pride, independence, and dignity. It emphasized independence. But how would you be independent if somebody is feeding you? How would you be independent if all your livelihood is imported? That was the time we said we must go back to the land.
Last week I went to one field day, just at Upper Salem. One single farmer, he had 1,170 bags of rice. One single farmer.
At the official level, the approach to agricultural development is being decentralized, with regional directorate staff and offices being relocated to the rural communities, a far cry from the past.
The Department of Agriculture has restructured the department for about 2 years now, so that we have regional directors at the regional level. The intention is so that the agricultural activity can be more focused and directed to the needs and aspirations of the farming community. And since we started, most of the staff are resident in the regions, including our own CRR South, so that we can concentrate.
We realize that when technologies are generated in the absence of farmers, it becomes your technology and not a technology for them. That is why from now on a new paradigm in agricultural research is developing technologies with farmers. They are part of the development of these technologies, and the technologies must measure up to their cultural beliefs, they must measure up to their income levels, they must measure up to the levels where they can have meaning to the farmers, and of course, increased income and food security.
The administration's resolve to stamp out financial and moral impropriety has reduced official corruption and indiscipline within the system and inspired a sense of honesty in service and dignity in labor.